Imagine walking into a grocery store staffed entirely by robots, or a steel plant running 24/7 without a single human on the floor. Today's episode reveals why it's not happening tomorrow, but it's closer than we think.
So what we're looking into is a shopping cart that has the AI and the cameras inside it, where you go and you put the groceries in there and it automatically rings up your order, and then you just walk out the store.
5, 6 humanoid robots, some RF welders, and some other, additive manufacturing equipment into a container and ship it off to, the front lines of a war, or, just behind the front lines of a war. 3 years or 5 years or 10 years or, I don't know, but I think it's going to be there for sure.
Let's see how two real businesses are preparing for the next wave of automation. Let's hear from Kotara, CEO of Berkot Foods, and Dallek, CEO of MD Metals and D Materials.
So, and then you think, Aaron, you mentioned that basically the manufacturing facility of the future might require less staff because a lot more of in getting to that point, a lot more of the work is now being kind of built from, everything is kind of being built from scratch right now, right? If you're kind of building a new manufacturing.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to build a new manufacturing line, you have to think about it. I mean, if a robot costs $30,000, like a humanoid robot costs $30,000 now, probably a little less later. I mean, maybe they can't do everything. Maybe they can. Maybe they start doing more remedial tasks, but then as you gain confidence in them, you work your way up. But for D Material, we're a small company. We're only 2 people, right? And with the help of staff with MD Metals is another 2. But we're doing stuff that robots couldn't do, right? We're doing scientific experimentation essentially to get to a place where we're making the products that we're making. But once it's a rote task and you're really repetitively just kind of moving materials around and through whatever the automated manufacturing process that you already have is, I would say a good chunk of that will be, humanoid and or other types of robots that could do a lot of that stuff. And it depends on the business, but I mean, even automotive is starting to see people, these robots being brought into them.
Yeah. So both of your businesses could be impacted maybe more by the kind of robots, and, Tesla and various like Boston Dynamics before that have been looking at how robots can be used in these kinds of facilities. Have you guys thought about those kinds of things? Or
We've looked into robots for price verification on the shelves to make sure the shelves are accurate with the POS system at the front end. So they'll have robots walk down or roll down the aisles, and it has cameras on it and could see the prices on the sticker or the sign, and then correlate with the front end pricing. So there's no price discrepancies at the front when customers are shopping.
right.
So that's a big help to us.
Could they do inventory too? Not as easily.
Another thing we are doing with AI, we have a loyalty program, so it knows when customer comes in, shops, what they like, and then after that customer doesn't come back for a week or 2, they'll send automated digital coupons to those items they like to get them back in the shop, and it is working pretty well for us.
Right. What about you guys? Have you thought about, impact of robotics, or too far away?
At MD Metals, we've thought about it before even the whole AI sort
Yeah.
of kind of trend picked up. But our business, our operations are a lot of old equipment. I think our newest piece of equipment is from the 80s or 90s, and it's a lot of nuance in how to slit steel. It's very heavy. I just don't think we're there yet. I'm sure theoretically robots could, start taking some of these roles. But there's no easy automation kind of integration into our current MD Metals facility. But like I was saying with the D Material side, I think when you're starting from scratch, right, and you're really thinking about how do you make, 10,000 or 100,000 drones a month out of inflatable, arms and everything that we're trying to do, that's where automation becomes, if you run 24 hours a day, or you could put, 5, 6 humanoid robots some RF welders and some other, additive manufacturing equipment into a container and ship it off to, the front lines of a war, or, just behind the front lines of a war. And they go and they like open up and they all turn on and they set everything up. And then, all of a sudden now you're manufacturing, whatever it is, whether drones or whatever. I think it's the future. Like that's the future of warfare. That's potentially the future of, we have just in time, inventory, but now, all of a sudden you start saying, well, what if you could build it, give us 3,000 square feet of your factory space and we'll build our parts right on site. Right. Yeah. Again, that's not necessarily mine, but could be other solutions in manufacturing. So yeah, I think it's going to, whether it's 3 years or 5 years or 10 years or, I don't know, but I think it's going to be there for sure.
Yeah. So an area where I guess a company has started from scratch is the Amazon Go. And it seems like there was some initial idea around having these till-less kind of fully automated grocery stores. And they've seemed to have kind of actually started to slow that down or take that back. Do you have any thoughts on that model?
Yeah, we looked into it. It's expensive. So it seems like it's not working out well for them right now, or the size of the stores are too big and the infrastructure is expensive. So what we're looking into is a shopping cart that has the AI and the cameras inside it, where you go and you put the groceries in there and it automatically rings up your order, and then you just walk out the store. So we're looking, Instacart's offering that, and we're going to roll that out in first quarter here in 2025 in select stores, and just have a few carts in every store and see what the customer's response is.
Right. So it's kind of working with the technology we have today rather than the aspirational, fully automated type of store that Amazon was trying to.
Yeah, we can't afford that.
Right.
I think in general, technology implementation and adoption works best in baby steps, and it just naturally happens in baby steps.
Right.
I mean, unless you have something that's just truly revolutionary, 10x better, you're gonna say, okay, where's the ROI and what's the step that I can take where I can get an ROI, get a win, and then go and get another, have a potential good ROI, and then get another win, and then build off that. As a business owner, you say, okay, well, I made $10,000, on the last one or whatever, $10,000 a year, whatever you want to do. You calculate the ROI from what it costs. Well, now let's do 5 of those. Let's repeat the same series of that. In this case, 2 shopping carts a store to 50 shopping carts a store, right? Or then the next step is, digitizing all your pricing in the store. Like whatever it is, I feel like for us business people, we're looking at it like, what are the steps we can take to work our way towards that kind of big future that Silicon Valley thinks is the vision for where we should be.
So you've heard their take on robot price checkers, AI-driven kiosks, and the ambitious dream of cashierless stores. We also heard why we haven't gone fully automated yet. Cost, complexity, proven ROI are still key obstacles.
Right, because nobody wants to pay $50,000 for a 4-foot tall droid that can beeps at you to clean up on aisle 12.
We see the best results when businesses automate in phases, focusing on ROI at each step. And yes, we've juggled some of these same quandaries with our clients, from exploring robotics to deciding whether it's just better to hire another human. So subscribe to our newsletter, linked in the description below, to keep up with what we're learning on these topics and more. Thanks for joining.